Hey, what's up, guys? Nikki here at Kennedy Station at 5:44 in the morning. Yep, you heard me. They must have changed the elevator sign because, I don't know if it's my imagination. No, I think what they did is they added the TTC and Go sign along with the station name. Because it used to show I don't think that used to be there. Somehow I feel like this sign has changed. But anyhow, yeah, we're gonna do a bit of an early morning walk. Okay, this is kind of a maze. I wonder if we're trespassing, because I just saw a TTC worker walk by and it kind of looked like you can get into the bus bay. Okay, there's no real way through. This light doesn't really matter. So I believe this here is a bus platform B, maybe? Because now, ever since the Line 3 derailment, they now, after they closed, they added 2 bus bays, and I think they're going to add another one. I think they're adding another one just north of the station. So now we've got the regular subway service running, and there's bus number 86. It's not going to Toronto Zoo, it's only going to Shepherd Avenue East, so it's not going to go that far. So I just filmed a bus ride on the 300 Bloor-Danforth Blue Knight route. Now, despite that I was dominantly on the EPA 10 bus, you may wonder why my thumbnail shows the Nova diesel bus. Well, that's because I was gonna take a picture of somebody didn't pick up after their dog shit. When I got off the bus at Kennedy, I was gonna take a picture of the EPA 10 third generation Orion bus, but they put the bus went out of service. Like, when I got to the station, you know, as I was gonna get a thumbnail shot, he put the bus out of service, and I could have done that while I got on. But the thing is, though, I'm always a coward when it comes to filming bus rides. Like, when I film myself getting on the bus, I feel like a coward, probably since that incident in Montreal. But also, there's a couple of YouTubers who got on the bus and the bus driver was like, halt, you can't record on here, and gave those passengers a hard time, like gave those vloggers a hard time, saying, no, you can't record on here. And I'm always worried the same thing is going to happen to me, and it already has. Well, not the exact same thing, but something similar, which was in Montreal. But anyhow, the sun is coming up, days are getting longer, and today's May the 2nd. A little windy outside, temperatures in the low teens. Maybe I should have wore a hoodie underneath my jacket. Oh well. So we're gonna do an early morning walk along Eglinton Avenue East. It was completely dark when I got on the bus at Royal York, and even at Jane and Bloor, but Now the sun is coming up by the time I get to Kennedy. So I got on the wrong bus. The reason I disembarked and tried again, not because I got on the Nova bus, but because, see, this is where the 300, 334 Blue Night bus stops, but because I heard the announcer say 300 BU Blue or Danforth Blue Night, eastbound towards Warden. And I was thinking, no, I want to go to Kennedy. So then I got off at Jane, and then I waited for the 300A. So you really got to pay attention to those destination signs. But man, I have never been on a Blue Night bus before, ever in my life. So yeah, the thumbnail may not make sense, but it'll have to do. But now that it's almost 6, the regular service is starting up. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for a sunrise video, because the sun is, you see, it rises in the east, and that's exactly where we're walking, and it's more orange in the east than anywhere else. So this Orion NG hybrid bus was refurbished in the old livery, and then it got repainted in the new livery, given that it has the wording on the side. So the bus ride on the 300, it was long, but I wouldn't say it was as long as the 73C going from Royal York Station towards Clareport Crescent. That one's a little bit over an hour. The one I was on was maybe shy of an hour. So it's almost as long, but not quite. And you know, this is a greater distance in comparison to Clareport Crescent. It started to get busy once we got into Scarborough. So this here, there's 2 corridors. There's the former Line 3 Scarborough RT, and then there's the GO train Stouffville line. And look at that, the station has really been revamped. I mean, they're probably still working on it, but you know, it's not as much of a mess as it used to be. Pretty soon, well, I wouldn't say soon, but this station will interline with Line 5, so you can connect with the Line 2 subway to Line 5, then you can connect to GO. So this Scarborough RT, just a quick tribute here. Oh, there's my favorite NG hybrid bus. Maybe you should get a thumbnail. There we go. I believe part of the reason of the derailment was because there was a segment of the track that was misaligned by ½ an inch. So it took a month to investigate what was going on, what caused the derailment. But then exactly a month later, they thought, you know what, why not close it prematurely? So they did. And it was quite useful for people in Scarborough, although I wouldn't say it was, I would only say somewhat useful, because Line 3 didn't go very far. And ironically, despite that all terminal stations have elevators, parking, and a washroom, well, McCowan, the terminal station, had none of that stuff. So it's exactly the opposite of what it usually is. But, you know, the line basically went like a straight L. It goes north and then east. But since it doesn't go very far, I think if you lived in Scarborough, you'd probably need a car, because it only goes towards Scarborough Town Center and McCowan, and McCowan is still kind of part of Scarborough Town Center, but that's about it. And I'm not very fond of that line myself, so I don't really miss it, because when you're riding the RT, it can be loud from the inside. You're hearing that loud humming sound, and it kind of bothers me a bit. And you know, it's always rickety, and it just feels too old school. But it opened on March 22nd, 1985, and its last day of service was it was decommissioned on July 24th, and there's the XDE60 new flyer bus, which is just like the XDE40, but it's articulated, just like the Nova LFS buses. So what was I saying? But, well, let's backtrack here. As I was saying, McCowan is still part of Scarborough Town Center. Oh yeah, so it was decommissioned on July 24th, but then it was decided to be permanently closed on August 24th, 2023. So, I would say it was alive between March 22nd, 85 to August 24th, 23. So that was a good solid 38 years of service, providing the community with a fairly reliable service. They do have plans to convert the track into a bus lane, but I know it's going to take some time. It's not something that can be done right away, but they have to demolish the track first, and then they make it a bus lane. They'll probably do that just before, well, you see, Line 2 subway extension is probably going to open in the early 2030s, it's probably going to take a long time to demolish the tracks. So if they do it, then it probably won't be very long anyways. But it's better than the buses going out in traffic, because even with the priority bus lanes, it could take forever to get from Kennedy Station to Scarborough Centre. It definitely takes longer by Line 3 RT than it does by bus, because you're just driving out in traffic. And the priority bus lanes, okay, they only increase speed somewhat. Okay, this is not gonna go well. They closed off the sidewalk here. Does it continue? Okay, this light should change any second now. Oh, there we go. I should have crossed over there when I had the chance. I hate it when they do that. I wonder if they're extending Line 5. Wait, it says here with climate change, you've got to start somewhere. Well, it doesn't say anything about Line 5. But if you look at a proposal subway map, somebody probably took the original map to Photoshop, and they made it look like they are going to extend Line 5 east of Kennedy Station. Now, I can't tell you guys what's happening based on that map, because that would be wrong. But I think they are talking about extending Line 5 east. You see, Line 5 is going to go everywhere. It's going to go towards YYZ eventually. And if it goes towards like West Hill, then it'll be even better. Pretty quiet outside. You know, it feels like it's 7 a.m. already. This is something I wanted to do all along, coming out early in the morning, and I finally get to do that. My mom's probably gonna get upset with me once she finds out that I snuck out of the house, but that's her problem because I'm an adult. So living with parents can't stop me from living my dreams. So there's the 12 Kingston Road bus bound for Kennedy Station. So we're right now at the beginning of the normal service. The blue nights are coming to a close now. So I don't know where I'll end this off. Maybe I'll walk towards Eglinton GO station. Oh, it's open. This place is open 24 hours and they have breakfast here. Oh, cool. So Scarborough is diverse. It's known for its Chinese population. We've got a lot of Chinese people who live in Scarborough. I know a family member that works at a dealership in Scarborough, and oh, look at those pussy willows. I started seeing them just the other day in April. Anytime I see pussy willows in April, it's always premature because they're not supposed to bloom until May. Well, it's already May now, so anyway. Yeah, one of my family members works at a dealership in Scarborough, and he's the only one working there who is not Chinese. And the hood we're at right now looks pretty affluent, with a mix of commercial activity and businesses, dealerships. Two buses in a row and they're not in service. Anyhow, that reminds me, apparently the reason for from what I saw in the news, the reason for the prolonged closure of the western end of Line 2 is caused by a fire near a signal box near the portal between Islington and Kipling Station, right where the subways go in and out. There's a signal box, and they're even saying that it was arson that caused this. Like, who the fuck would cause arson and disrupt our damn subway system? I mean, oh, there's Blue Knight's bus is still running, and this is the Nova diesel bus. Well, it's a good thing I caught the Orion NG Hybrid. Oh, NG diesel or EPA 10. Look how many of those pussy willows there are. Wow, there's more of them. Yeah, it doesn't take long for them to bloom. Like, why the fuck would people disrupt our subway system by causing arson? Don't they know that arson is a serious crime? And yes, I know I'm kind of swearing a bit, but you know what? That's just part of my rant, okay? I have a right to speak my mind, just so you know. But, you know, that's ridiculous. I know it doesn't happen very often, but it shouldn't be happening at all. Toronto seems to be known for some gangs. We're almost like Mexico. Like, my sister-in-law tells me there's gangs everywhere, even here. Well, none of this is wrong in terms of what goes on, but that disruption, I mean, hopefully it's back, but that disruption is like mutiny for commuters, because it lasted for a few days, and last weekend we had to rely on shuttle buses. At least they managed to open Royal York and to Islington, but Islington to Kipling was still closed, so they had to run shuttle buses. And I filmed a ride on the shuttle bus, but it didn't go well because there was an ad wrap. I was filming a bus ride with an ad wrap sitting beside. And I honestly hate those ad wraps. It just makes recording a nightmare. Like, people who like to film bus rides, well, you don't get a good view through an ad wrap. Good thing that wasn't my thumbnail. Otherwise, good thing I picked a proper thumbnail, because if that was my thumbnail, that video would look awful. But guys, seriously, leave the TTC system alone, and don't you dare climb over the fence onto the track. Like, leave the fucking signal boxes alone and stop setting things on fire. This is not GTA 5, okay? If you want to set stuff on fire or cause all kinds of mayhem, do it in Grand Theft Auto 5 and not in real life. Nobody cares what you do in GTA 5, just don't do it in real fucking life, okay? There's a difference between video games and IRL. And not to mention, the subway tracks is private property. Why should you guys be on the tracks in the first place? So you climb over the fence and start a fire right by the signal box. Don't even go onto the tracks. The railroad tracks and subway tracks are private property. And I noticed that people in my neck of the woods, they also go on the railroad tracks, not to start fire, but the CP and GO corridor. I mean, sometimes people cross the railroad tracks as a shortcut, but still, it's private property. Stop doing that. That's ridiculous. So, regarding earlier, yeah, that was a quick tribute to the Line 3 that is now closed down. But, regarding that, I know one viewer who's already did a full tribute of the Line 3 closure, and I could do it myself, but I would just keep going on and on and on about the same things over and over again, and my vocabulary is limited, and I'm terrible at explaining things, and I'm so unknowledgeable. So though I could try, it probably wouldn't go well, because it would just be me saying the same stuff again and again and again, more like a rant than a tribute. So now we're approaching Brimley Road. There's a no frills not too far from another one. There's no frills near Kennedy subway station, and there's one here. And same with the Shoppers Drug Mart. Yeah, this neighborhood is definitely affluent. This is my only opportunity to do this because I wanted to do it while it's sunny and not when it's cloudy. I do see a few clouds in the sky, but I wanted to do like a sunrise video. But this is like my only chance because I'm gonna be quite busy during the weekend. I'm usually busy on weekends. That's why I don't make videos very often during the weekends. But very soon I'm going back to college again, and I won't disclose which program I'm taking, but once I go back to college, I won't have as much time to film videos. I noticed that hey, look, that's the old No Frills logo. And why is the arrow pointing this way? Why is the arrow pointing in this direction? Shouldn't the arrow be pointing in the other direction? Come on, guys, you gotta fix this. Don't mislead people. It's not funny. Yeah, so I am noticing that I hardly ever go out nowadays, and the reason I don't go out as much as those other fellow Torontonians is because that's how my Presto card runs out of money really fast. And if once my Presto card runs out of money, you know, that's obviously how it runs out, okay? And you know, I'm quite a busy person, despite I haven't been in school in quite a while. I am still a busy person, and sometimes I just don't feel like going out, or you know, there's other things I do. I play video games, so you know, I mean, I'm not addicted in comparison to back in December. Okay, let's make a run for it. But I kind of go out like just as a treat, or whenever I feel like it. Well, it's not really a treat because I do it all the time, but I was out more often last year throughout 2023. But I'll still be making some walking, transit, and nature videos, but it'll have to be after I prioritize my academics. I will not make any vlogs until my homework is done and my studying is complete. That's my only resolution. My gosh, my hands are getting cold. And it's not even that cold out. Look at those tulips there. Oh, some of those flowers are dark purple. Those buildings over there look just like the ones near Kennedy Station. I mean, they're the same color, but the roof is kind of designed differently. But you know what? I just noticed that my phone is running low on batteries, so I probably won't get all the way to Eglinton Go, but I'll end things off right at this light over there. You know, going out in the morning, despite I'm not a morning person, it's really fun. I should probably do it again. I do have reading week in June, and that's when the days are even longer, so maybe I'll do the same thing, but maybe make a walk-in video trying to make a walking video at 5 o'clock in the morning if I can. Although, on the longest day of the year, the sun doesn't rise until 5:36, but still, at least you can watch it come up. And there's the Speedy Glass dealership. Speedy Glass Repair, Speedy Glass Replace. Barbados, just like the country in the Caribbean. You know what, maybe we'll go up to this other red light. Oh, there's McDonald's there, cool. You know what, they have all day breakfast at McDonald's, so maybe I think I'll pop in there and get myself some breakfast. Okay, let's watch. Okay, he's probably waiting for us to cross. I haven't had McDonald's breakfast in quite a while. Sometimes I have it when I go to Florida. Hey, there's one of the rare on-the-run locations. Well, I mean, it's not exactly rare, but most on-the-run locations have been converted to Circle K. Not only that, look at the logo. It's the old format. On the Run has changed its format. Okay, what's with this light hanging there? Okay, that's kind of that's a hazard. Someone ought to fix it. Like, what if a dog comes up and tries biting the electrical cord? You know, some animal can get shocked. But anyhow, yeah, the On the Run location, it's the same. It's the old format logo, which that's rare to see. Pretty rare. There's a Tim Hortons right beside McDonald's. I don't go to Tim Hortons very often anymore. I used to a lot growing up, but somehow I kind of, well, I was gonna say I lost taste for it, but it's not that I lost taste. I'm just more of a Starbucks fan. I would say McDonald's pancakes are more filling than the Starbucks coffee, cinnamon coffee cake. This is one of the not so many locations that still have a play place. They still exist, you know, but you know, they're not as everywhere as they used to be. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that sun coming up. And it's a glare right in my camera. Like, you're looking directly at the sun right there. Wow. That's a spectacular view. So what street are we on? McCowan Road. Okay, that's an appropriate place to end things off. So anyhow, I'll get myself in the sunrise background. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, please like, subscribe, and turn on some notifications so that you can stay tuned for more videos, some of my great content. I do have a great channel. Despite I'm not very knowledgeable, people say I have a great channel. I do appreciate your feedback, so keep it up. I appreciate positive comments. It does raise my confidence level, so I got to give myself credit instead of beating myself up too much. But anyhow, take care, guys. Bye-bye.